everybody? Welcome back to the Tea with Crema. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Chris, and I'm joined by my best friend, Emma.
What up?
Today, we have super awesome, extra special guests with us. These are the individuals that truly got Emma and I to take our podcast from an idea, a dream, and make it into a plausible reality that we're really making happen. So I want to give a special welcome to What's the Trio podcast.
Hello, man.
Hello.
Hey.
Ha, 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 yay.
How are y'all doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing
Of course, she would go
fabulous.
first.
I'm Kid. I'm Missy.
And I'm Kawehi.
And we're super, super excited. You have no idea. I'm just like ready to go. I'm not necessarily excited to edit an episode with 5 people, but I am excited for this episode nonetheless. I think it's going to be a wonderful time.
No, I get it. I think the same thing. I'm a little concerned when you guys are on ours about editing 5, but I'm excited as well.
Well, we'll try not to talk over each other. That's the biggest problem in our podcast is we're all talking over each other.
It's just because we're so passionate. We're so passionate about topics, guys. That's why.
Just really careful eye contact. Just make sure you're looking like, am I talking? You talking? Who's next? It'll be fun. We'll make it work. I'm excited. So before we begin, just another check-in to see what everyone's drinking today. I know we have 3 very different time zones. So I know some of us are still bright and early in the morning. And then here with me and Emma, it's like 3, almost the afternoon, evening. So very different drinks. So I'm curious, what are we all drinking right now?
I'm basic, so I'm drinking a green tea. Also, because I have a long day after this, so I needed a little bit of caffeine. Yamamoto Yama, still waiting on my sponsorship. Kid, what are you drinking?
Oh, I have a Lipton iced tea. It's a peach one that comes in the bottle because 7-Eleven is also basic, and that's all they had.
Right. They didn't cover any of the Arizonas, huh?
No, who doesn't carry Arizona? We won't go there.
They are
7-Eleven sponsor
canceled.
us. Yes, they are. What are you drinking, Missy?
I am not a big tea drinker, but I have the raspberry simply lemonade, and so I'm drinking that, man, in my Harry Potter cup.
Yum.
What about you, Kawehi? What you drinking?
I'm drinking juice as well because I'm not a tea drinker, at least not in the morning. So I've got berry pomegranate in my 50-cent cup from Walmart. Thank you.
At Walmart.
Shout out Walmart. What are you drinking, Chris?
Today, I'm drinking one of my teas that I got with Emma when we were in Colorado. So it is a Thea Lab tea, which is really nice. It's a loose leaf tea. So I'm getting to use it with my new tea kettle. Today's flavor is mango Ceylon tea. So I'm really excited. I love a good mango tea. I had one of their Earl Grey teas when I was in Colorado. So I'm excited to try this one out as my home brew.
Now, you had me at Kettle. Can you tell me about this kettle?
Well, I'd never been to this massive furniture store that we have in DFW, Nebraska Furniture Mart. I don't know how to, it's the biggest store I think I've ever seen in my life. Just the biggest store. We went there and spent a good 8 hours there one time. And in the KitchenAid section, they have a tea kettle. I really liked it because it has the different temperatures for all of the different types of teas. So you're not supposed to actually brew tea leaves all at the same temperature. So white tea leaves, black tea leaves, oolong tea leaves, and herbal teas all have different temperatures that you're supposed to brew at. And so this presets it. You just put in the loose leaf teas, set it, hit the on button, set the temperature, and it makes it for you. And it rings. It's nice.
My mind is blown.
My mind is blown.
Same. I learned how to do this. It was an interesting investment. We're not going to talk about how much it was, but I'm not sad. Not sad.
Which then segues us into, please support us at the Tea with Karma. Because Chris has a habit, and we need to support that habit.
Obviously.
Shout out that Venmo tip jar.
If it's not tea, it's plants. It's just a whole thing. It's always something.
You're right. Ooh, I'm bad with a plant one.
Well, let's go ahead and get started. So our first question today is a quick reminder. What is your name and how do you know Crema Smatini aka the host of the Tea with Crema.
Okay, I'll go first. This is Kid, and I just absolutely love what you what did you say? Crema, what is it?
Crema Smatini.
I 1000% support that. That's beautiful. So I'm Kid, and I actually know Emma. We grew up together, I would say, for a little while, back in the Hawaii days. And that's how we knew her. Missy will probably talk about it, but we were actually friends with your sister, because I think you were just a little too young.
Because they wouldn't let me come out with them.
Yeah, which, it's funny that I think about it, because I'm only like 2 years older than you. So I kind of question my parents' decision to let me run around with a bunch of 17-year-olds. So, yeah.
But there we are, man.
Yeah, what about you, Missy?
Well, I'm Missy, and I am sisters with Kid. And like you said, we actually knew your sister. Me and your sister were friends. And that's how we knew you guys growing up in Hawaii for a little bit of the time. And then we eventually had you both on our podcast with the trio. Now we're coming full circle, man. What about you, Kawehi?
So I'm a friend by association. Because I was like, because I know Chelsea and Missy because I grew up with them. And since you grew up with them too, then I guess we, technically kind of like all grew up together. Yeah. Even though we never met in person and everything, but it's totally fine. So I'm just along for the ride, man.
In fact, we tricked Kawehi onto our podcast, and now she's stuck.
It's true.
So.
Wow, and we got tricked onto the podcast, and now we have our own podcast. We also tricked
them, yes.
Wow, look at us, just tricking people into the podcast. I'm telling you,
everything's coming full circle, man.
When it works, it works. Who can complain? But speaking of podcasting and being tricked, what is your day job, and how do you balance that with the What the Trio podcast?
Well, I'll take it. So I accidentally got a day job, in February. And I'm an adjuster, so I do work comp stuff. I won't really go more into that, which is pretty high stress, if you're familiar with that field. So I am also the one who kind of started the podcast. And luckily for me, when I got to the point where I accidentally got the job, I was able to start dictating things out. So for me, all I currently do is the final edits of the show, and I kind of run the social media poorly, but I still run it. So that's kind of how I balance it. We've gotten our podcast down to the point where everybody knows their roles and everybody does it pretty well. It's hard to balance it because I'm also in school and I also am helping Missy with her recovery. I'm sure we'll get to that. And we also manage the place where we live too. So I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. Don't ask me for tips because I tend to do too much in general. I don't know, man. It just kind of is one of those gifts that is also probably really toxic. You know what I mean?
Toxic personality trait. Just kidding. That was going to be my follow-up question. I was like, so how do you do it? Because I am stressed all the time when we are releasing, when we are doing our thing. It's just it's a lot of work to do a podcast, which I think we didn't necessarily know going into it. So Missy and Kawehi, what is your day job as well?
This is Missy. I'm currently a student. And like Kid said earlier, I'm recovering from a brain tumor a couple of years back. I also used to be a workers' comp adjuster, but I no longer do that. I'm currently going to school. So I'm currently a student. I try to help with the editing of the podcast and stuff just to get something off of Kid's plate because like she said, she's got so many things already going on. And so editing is one of the things I try to help take over so that she could have more time to do the other things she has. But otherwise, we just kind of balance out by making it work. You just make it work. You find time to do it and you make it work. What about you, Kawehi?
So I just started a new job. I am working at a staffing agency as a recruiting assistant. So I've been wanting to get into HR and recruiting for a really long time. So this is my first time working in that field. It's only been not even a week. So I can't really tell you how it's going exactly because it's in a lot of training. But overall, I think it's pretty good. The company is actually a really great work culture. So I'm looking forward to working there. Hopefully for the long haul, we'll see, because now it's all the way in downtown. And for those that are familiar with Hawaii and Hawaii traffic, that means that I have a 12-hour day, which includes my commute on top of my 8-hour work day. So that's a lot of fun, In terms of balancing, honestly, Like Chelsea said, I was kind of roped in, and then I really didn't know that I was going to be doing it for the long haul. But even when this whole last year, I've always had a crazy schedule. And so we just literally, it's just, okay, Kawehi, when are you free? They just work around my schedule, which is actually a really ideal situation for me because they can make it work whenever. So I couldn't ask for better partners.
A 12-hour
Yeah,
work.
you heard that
so
right.
That
12
means
hours.
She works for 8 hours and you spend 4 hours driving?
Just about, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like just sitting.
Because the island's not very big, but it's just traffic isn't very... Like, you thought Houston traffic was bad?
Yeah, so I go into town early, so I technically am waiting like an hour and a half in the parking lot. Yeah.
That makes sense though, because where you live, it's one road for a lot of it.
Yeah.
To get into where you live and out.
It's crazy. They've been working with my schedule to let me get home earlier, but I still don't get home until like around 6. So.
All right. Well, why did you guys start the podcast, What the Trio?
It's actually kind of funny. So this is Kid. I am technically the creator of the show, and it's something that I wanted to do since my first stint in the company I'm currently working for, because this is actually the third time I've gone back to work for this company in different capacities. So the first time I was in this company, how I would pass the day is listen to podcasts. And, sometimes I listen to these podcasts and I'm like, the audio is horrible, and it was just one of those things that I was like, I could totally do this. And these people sound like they're having fun. And this seems like something I would want to do, like long-term scale instead of what I was doing at the time. So it was kind of something that I've always in the back of my mind wanted to do at some point in life. And then Missy, like we kind of mentioned earlier, she caught a brain tumor. We actually got our ears pierced. I was living in Hawaii at the time. And she had come out to visit us. And 2 days before she was supposed to leave to fly back to California, we got our ears pierced. And that night, she fell into a wall and we found a brain tumor in her head. So she did the brain tumor surgery. She came out fine. And then, 24 hours later?
Right, there was a blood clot.
She caught a blood clot. And the blood clot is what just rendered her totally incapacitated. I think they said she was 95% incapacitated. So it was one of those things where she had to have somebody come with her if she wanted to come home. I just so happened to be in the perfect position to go with her. So it was one of those things where, okay, I'll go with you. But then, don't get me started on the insurance. We're having insurance issues because Kaiser networks don't talk to each other. And I was like, this girl needs therapy, speech therapy specifically, because you could tell she was struggling with certain things. So I was like, you know what? We have the time now. And I was working at home. Let's just start this podcast as a way to get her to start talking, in general, and start working on her speech. This whole recovery thing that she went through lasted the whole summer of 2019. And every week, Kawehi would come to wherever we were on the island, and we would spend every Thursday with each other, just kind of sitting around talking. And, sitting around and having a conversation with some of your closest people is very therapeutic in other ways. So it was one of those things where a whole bunch of stuff happened, and I was like, no, we're going to start this podcast and we're going to bring back our Thursdays and we're going to just start talking and working on her therapy that we weren't getting through the insurance. And that's actually what started our podcast. It was meant to be a therapy tool for Missy to kind of help her get back on her feet. And then, it kind of just spiraled. Yeah, it just kind of spiraled. But fun fact, it was actually Emma. You were one of the people who I was like, I think we can totally do this. Because we had launched this, what were we opening? Funko Pops?
I think so, yes.
Yes,
The Advent
the
calendar.
Funko Pops.
Right. Back in 2019, we started, we just on a whim, I was like, I'll just record this. And I never meant to do it for the whole calendar. It was only supposed to be I'll just record this. And we were recording ourselves opening these Funko Pops. And then on day 6 or 7, people started responding to this hey, can you hurry up and open the book? And I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize people were actually paying attention to it. Right. And so that was the thing that I was like, okay, I think we could do a podcast. I really think this is something we should do. And it was Emma. So when we kind of got to the point where we were like, okay, we're going to do a podcast, who do we want to talk to? The first person I was like, oh, I want to talk to is Emma.
Right. That you're literally the first person that she was like,
and this was
Emma the scientist.
I was like, this is before we even knew you guys wanted to start a podcast. And I was like, nope, we're going to talk to Emma. I manifested it. That's what I did.
She did. She roped me in, and then we roped Kawehi in, and the rest is history.
And the rest is history. Yep, we're doing it.
We actually have a couple of episodes where we talk about it more. So if you guys had a chance, you can look us up.
Yes, look at the What the Trio. We will also be plugging them into our Instagram everywhere. So you guys can hear more about their story. And honestly, I love that story in the recovery part and how it was like, I didn't realize that it was because Missy wasn't getting any like speech therapy. Because I remember hearing you guys talk about like, oh, it was a good way for therapy. But I was thinking it was like therapy, like, oh, like let's just talk about it. And like it was a traumatic experience for everyone involved. But I didn't realize that it was also like speech therapy as well.
And I remember you mentioning it was the almost like physical therapy too, when you were able to get into the editing parts of it.
Exactly right, because it actually helped me out when I was starting to do the editing, because I was able to hear how I sounded and work on adjusting my own how I sounded, or like how I said things, or, you know, all of those things. A lot of the things that we actually do that actually helps me is actually done on the back end. So not a lot of people see it on the front end, but yeah, it was actually to help me get better. And if you listen to some of the first episodes to present day, it's definitely helped.
It has. And you know, it's funny you say that, Emma, because I convinced Missy to get onto the show by telling her it was speech therapy. And you can tell there's like night and day difference from our first episodes to like even this episode. But low key, I was like, no, I think she needs some real therapy, you know, because it was traumatic. It was a very traumatic experience. And so it just so happens that Kawehi has a master's degree in psychology, you know? And I was just like, Kawehi, my friend.
Come over to the dark side, Kawehi.
Yes. Let's use your skills for good. Your skills weren't already being used for good, but even more good.
Yep.
And that's really where Kawehi kind of got hooked in. I was like, come on, you're the last piece I need. Let's go.
Yeah, and she was really slick about it. Like, it was like, just come on one episode and see how you like it. And then it was like, okay, so we're recording next week too. And it's like, okay, so I guess I'm doing this long term.
And now a year later, we've done it for a year.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Happy anniversary. I saw that too.
Thank you, man.
So exciting.
It was no problema, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh gosh, that was a horrible time. We don't speak of that. We don't speak of that.
She's dead to us.
Right,
Yes.
right.
We don't know her.
We don't know her.
She can't sit with us.
So did you have to go, like your first episodes, did you have to go back and like re-edit What the Trio into it instead of...
I feel like if we were more professional, maybe, but no, we did not.
Pretend like the first episodes didn't happen.
We just pretended like it didn't happen. It's too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's already in the world, you know, so
Right.
it's too late.
Right, it's too late.
And then I know they mentioned you have a master's in psychology. Is this like organizational psychology? Or, because I also know that you mentioned that you work in HR, so I'm just curious.
Yeah, it can be. So I got my undergrad in social psychology with an emphasis in family life and marriage, something like that. I can't remember. And then I got my master's in mental health counseling. I quickly realized that I just don't want to talk to people like while they're lying on a couch, which isn't a bad thing. I think a lot of people just, at least for in my situation, I just didn't realize that I wanted to help people, just not in that capacity. And I only knew that route because that was the only route that we talked about when I was going to school. But we're not going to talk about my age. So when HR was presented to me, it wasn't until I was like already working. And so I just figured, well, find transferable skills, network, and work my butt off to try and find somebody that's going to take a chance on me. And luckily, I was working as a temp worker for this agency that now has brought me on. And so now it's just, we're kind of like dating, you know, they're trying to see if they like me, if I like them. And we're hoping that it's going to be a great relationship. Yeah, we're just courting right now. I mean, they already know that I'm married, so it's just, you know, mutual understanding. But yeah, so...
That's so awesome. What has been y'all's like favorite moment of What the Trio so far?
Beating them at all the Song Association games.
She is not wrong, though. I'm quite sure she is right with that.
How embarrassing that is on the internet now, though.
Too late for us.
Oh my gosh, for context, we do this thing called Song Association, and me and Missy brought our father onto this show. And at one point, we were like, screw Kawehi, she's like whooping us. We're going to combine all of our points and be the three of us against Kawehi, and she still royally whooped us. Like, what was the point of that? That was so embarrassing.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Moral support.
Right.
Really?
But even then, he was just like, well, Kawehi, obviously we lost to Kawehi. So I don't even know if moral support counts for him.
That is so funny. That's honestly my favorite part about the podcast too. I love when you guys play the games. Like they just did the F kill. Well, I guess it's not F kill. What
Missy
was it?
wouldn't
It's
let
kill.
me say kill or the F word.
Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Show.
But we called it Kiss, Marry, Bye, Girl.
It was a very PG version of it. Then I love all the games that you guys play because I'm like, oh yeah, we could play games, Chris. Like, why don't we do that?
Why don't you?
Because I'm too competitive.
Oh, so it's
And I am too.
So is Kid,
So-
actually.
Oh,
We all are, just nobody wants to admit it.
Why do you think we haven't played Song Association in a while?
First of all, I'm not competitive. I'm a sore loser.
I think that's me too. That's definitely me because I was like, I'm definitely competitive, but then I get really upset when I lose.
Yes.
So
You know when I play Junk in Nepal? We're gonna keep playing till I win. There's no exception.
facts.
Oh my gosh.
But Kid and Missy, what's your favorite part of what the trio's been so far?
I think for me, my favorite thing has been reconnecting with people like Emma, even in meeting Chris, because I didn't know Chris before this. And so my favorite thing, I think, through all of this has been reconnecting with old friends and making new friends. So that's been my favorite thing for sure.
Yeah, I have to really second that. I've met a lot of people through this podcast that are usually Missy's friends. Because fun fact, me and Missy are complete opposites. So she's very, live in a box, and I'm the one who throw rocks at the box from the outside. So a lot, because I'm now working with her in this capacity, it's a lot of Missy's friends because they tend to be a little bit more responsible. Sorry if you're my friend and you're listening. Her friends tend to be more responsible and together and more family friendly or capable of family friendly things. I've met a lot of people through the show, like Chris and some of the other people we've had on our podcast, and it's been really fun to sit down and talk about things that you probably wouldn't have talked about in a regular setting if we didn't have the platform of the podcast.
True story. For 100% sure can say would not have had the connection with What the Trio had it not been for the podcast that y'all had. So that's really awesome. What are y'all's hopes and plans and future goals with What the Trio? Especially, you've just had that 1 year anniversary and just kind of taking that reflection and looking forward. What's the future looking like for What the Trio?
Well, truthfully, when we started this podcast, my number one goal was as soon as Emma said, "Oh, I have a friend," we were thinking about it. That was my goal. I was going to manifest it. I was going to bully somebody into doing a podcast. So we had podcasting friends. So the fact that you guys got it off the ground, I'm so here for it. I would say, no, I do have goals. So I think my biggest goal right now is to kind of figure out what the next level is and see what we can do to get there. So I do way too much in my regular life. So over the summer, I'm going to step back from some things and kind of focus a little bit more on maybe the marketing side of the podcast and revamping our podcast so it's a little bit more of service to listen to it. I don't know how else to describe it. Just to make it a little bit more interesting as a listener. Because right now it serves us to sit down and talk every week about something, but sometimes it can get a little dry or it's just not interesting to people listening. So it's figuring out how we can make our show just a better quality show. Because I love listening to you guys. You guys are thought-provoking and asking all these insightful questions. And we're over here yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. And that's it. It's night and day sometimes. What about you, Missy?
Yes.
Exhibit A.
I would agree. I just feel what can we do to make it a little bit more interesting and switch things up a bit, And I don't know if I have many goals outside of that because I do honestly enjoy doing the podcast with Kawehi and Kid. So as long as we're doing that, I think going forward, I'm okay, But making it maybe switching it up a little bit more, I'm open to anything. What about you, Kawehi?
I liked the fact that we really just did whatever we wanted to do in our first year, because the whole purpose was to just focus on giving Missy the opportunity to just grow. I think that was just the main goal, and get her to a place that she felt like, okay, I feel like I'm getting better. And she talked about it, how she said, listen to a first episode and listen to present day. I think it speaks for itself. So moving forward, I think we can only get better. And I think our focus is probably going to change a little bit, because we have talked about coming to the table with things that we're knowledgeable on, like for me, and maybe talking about things like building, mental health awareness in your workplace, and, talking about things that I feel like people could connect with and things that I am interested in. And same for the other two ladies, bringing to the table things that they're interested in, talking to our audience about things that maybe they didn't know that we're knowledgeable on, or, things like that. So I'm excited to see what the next year brings. And I'm a firm believer in taking some of the crazy things that Chelsea has said on our show and turning it into merch. So, because she's literally said some of the most ridiculous things on our show that is just downright hilarious to me. So I would love to see some of those things become merch. Yeah.
Well,
like a tote bag, a shirt, some stickers. I already got it in my head, y'all. I'm gonna a mug so we can bring it on the
She's
tea
ready.
with crema.
She's ready.
Yeah.
you know what? We'll sponsor them and send them some mugs when we do.
Obviously, that's too much.
Oh my gosh.
Put it on a sticker so she can slap it on a mug.
I'm going to issue a challenge and say, if you guys ever listen to one of our episodes and you find something that she says that you guys think is ridiculous, let us know. And that'll be one of the first mugs that we send to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here for that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. I love homework, so this is even better. I'm
going back to take the quote when she pinched the cop and ran away. I'm going to get the exact sentence and we're going to put that on a t-shirt, and it's just going to be a
You see, he knows. He knows.
Yeah.
picture of her running away, just
Yeah.
But a stick figure, but with Miss or with kids.
Who runs?
That's why you put on a stick figure.
Yes. Also, fun fact, one of Missy's roles on our show, What the Trio podcast, is to just keep me in line. And she also does the editing, so if anything I say is too wild, she just I cut it.
She don't care.
Nope, you're not getting on today. Mm-mm.
So many gems that we could be listening to, everyone.
Yes, I will say there are other things that I have cut that she has said.
Release the tapes.
Yes.
All right, our next thing, moment of truth. Do y'all listen to the Tea with Crema? And what's y'all's favorite moment if you do?
And you can be honest and say you don't too. That's okay. That is fine with us too.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I don't have time for anything to do anything. I don't even listen to our own episodes sometimes. So yeah, but when they did tell me the structure of your guys' show and talked about the drink and the rapid fire questions, I was like, oh, what just a fun and interesting way to just have a random topic thrown out there and stuff like that. So, because obviously you guys know we do the dad joke and stuff like that, and that's just because I think we love to laugh. But like Chelsea said, you guys do these really fun, thought-provoking things. So I just thought, oh, that's actually something that I wouldn't mind kind of doing, and so I'm glad we get to do that today.
Yay!
Right, I'll be honest. My most favorite, of course. First off, of course, we listen to your show. Second off, my most favorite part, like Kawehi said, is the rapid fire questions that you guys do at the end of every episode. And so, I'll be honest, that's what I'm most looking forward to today, is when we get to the rapid fire questions. Because I have a list and I have whittled it down to what I'm going to go with. So, be prepared, people.
Missy came prepared. I'm so excited.
She's been working on this for the last month, I feel like, because she sent it to us. It was these are the ones that I have so far, and I'm just oh my gosh, I'm not even there yet. I haven't even prepped for our own show this week.
No, and there's pretty good questions she had on there. I might steal one, to be truthful.
Yeah, because it's in our text thread.
Absolutely, right, yeah. I'm gonna have a look. I also listen to Yep, that's right. I listen to it. And I think my favorite part, I would say my favorite episode is probably the one with you and Isaac.
Oh my gosh, gag.
You stuck it out there, girl, so I'm just letting you know. That's probably my favorite episode. I really like that one. What were you snorting, Emma?
Soap.
I was not snorting anything.
Because you know what cracks me up is I feel like maybe that's why your mom never let you come out because you were so busy snorting laundry soap. You know, so that maybe that's why. I think we just got to the bottom of it.
I think we did. I think we did.
Or maybe because you guys would have let me snort other things. That's why.
Clearly.
You know, I'll say it on this episode because it might not get cut. Something that got cut off of our episode was I said I snorted a pixie stick. And she cut it.
And I cut it. That did not make it.
I don't know why that's funny.
Who hasn't snorted a pixie stick?
I have not snorted a pixie stick.
Mine was an accidental snorting. Okay, we are not a pro snorting on this podcast.
Thank you.
But you know what? That was what I needed to do to like never snort anything again. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why you would do that willingly? That's a burn.
It just hurts. It hurts your face. It burns your nasal cavity.
And my face turned red, and all of it was just. It was not a fun time. So I don't know, man. But I love that episode with you and Isaac. I thought it was great. Because I followed your guys' relationship from when you guys were babies. So
I know.
it was like fun
so
to finally
old.
like sit down and hear the two of you talk about it.
I actually have some notes here.
Oh.
So I have a
She
note
got
here
notes.
that says, for Emma, we've had the milk bar, and it was delicious.
We have.
We specifically like the
See,
cookies.
I told
Oh my
you,
god,
Christopher.
how did you get it? They ship it to California?
Yes, but they also had our one came from a location that they have here in California. It did not come from New York.
Mm.
But I will say the birthday truffles were kind of sweet. But what was your favorite? The cornflake cookies?
were bomb.
She really liked the cornflake
I don't
cookies.
like cornflakes.
Right.
I love cornflake cookies, though. Have you guys ever had the cornflake arare cookies?
I don't think I have.
think I
no.
have.
I have from.
It's in Hawaii.
I think I have, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like kind of crumbly. Oh, they're so good. Okay, sorry. But those were good. Okay, so now we're gonna have to try some.
Right. Yeah, they were her favorite were the cookies. I think we got the I guess they're calling it milk bar pie now or something. We had that. That was good. It was very sweet too. And then we had the birthday truffles, and those were very sweet. But they were good. They were good. And then my other note here is for Chris, and it just says, "How dare you not know bocce ball?"
Yes.
I still don't know
I
it.
did not know bocce
As
ball.
soon as you said, I'm like, what is that?
Right, I think that was in their Ivy Grace episode. And I just remember I heard Chris be like, "What is bocce ball?" And I was like, "How dare you not know bocce ball? How dare you, sir? How dare
And
you?"
Emma's explained it, and I'm still, as soon as you were like, how do you not know what bocce ball is? And I was immediately like, is that in sand?
No, we have bocce ball leagues over here. We have teams and stuff. I'll come clean. I almost joined one before all of this happened with me. I almost joined a bocce ball team. Luckily.
It's like mostly like old people that play too, because I feel like you see it on cruise ships.
And it was not on sand. They were using, I think it was like grass, like turf.
Oh, they're fancy over there. Yeah, I've seen it played in different locations.
Right. I literally have a bag of bocce balls in my room right now as we speak. How dare you?
Well, look, in Chris's defense, we also live in a very old community.
We do.
So, of course, we have bocce ball courts.
I was like, visually, I don't even know how to like place bocce ball. Like, I don't know. Does it have a mallet?
Oh, Christopher.
And those metal
No,
thingies?
that's a different game. No,
Oh.
that's polo, I think. No, that's not polo. Polo's the one on the horse. No, cricket's the one with the paddle.
Oh, is it croquet?
Croquet's the one.
Oh, croquet. Yes,
With the
croquet.
little white wires.
That's the
Nailed
one.
it.
Okay, guys, now we're getting to my most favorite part. I'm so excited because I have not been able to play. So Chris, or I guess Kawehi should explain the rules because she's a good rule explainer.
All right. So welcome to the dome. No, just kidding. Welcome to where I will crush you. No, just kidding. So we're going to be playing Song Association today. We're apparently doing teams. So it's going to be Chelsea and Missy, Emma and Chris against myself. As you guys know, we usually have a word, but today we're going to have it be fair play where we're going to do a word generator, and a random word will be generated for us. We will play category style, so you will write down as many song titles with that word as possible. So everybody will have a minute and a half to write down as much as possible. Like the game of categories, if anybody has the same song as you scratch it off, and the person who has the most unique song titles will win.
To those who are joining us from the Tea with Crema and do not understand why Kawehi is playing by herself, they've played this game several times on What the Trio, and Kawehi has won every time.
Every
by
single time.
several points. So
You gotta emphasize it,
I
man.
just want everyone to know.
She's the undefeated. She's
Like,
the champion
undefeated.
right now. So.
Not even like, oh, at one point someone got close to her. Like, no, undefeated champion.
So I'm gonna give y'all a chance. Yeah, that's the game. I'm gonna give you guys a
Even
chance.
it as
today.
much as possible, and I'm still afraid that like she's gonna crush it.
But also, side note, Kawehi had no idea that we're even playing today, so she was not
Yeah, no.
prepared either. So that is also what's happening. She's pretty fresh, but I don't know that she was also a concert gleeist. I don't know if we ever found the name for it.
Yeah, basically like the TV show Glee. That was my life in high school.
So you know songs.
So that is why she doesn't need any warning. She doesn't need any of that. She's already got it in her brain.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, so I have a random word generator. We can still agree like on the word, so it's definitely not gonna be a like
Pumpkin moment.
Oh my good. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you? Who picks pumpkin?
That was one time, man.
So we will agree on the word, and then from there, like everyone will get like a little second to get it together, and then bum, we'll be ready. Oh my gosh, this one might work. Music.
Okay, I like it.
Music.
Music? Okay, I
think
kind of
really
like music.
Are we doing song titles or song titles and lyrics?
Yes.
Both.
We're doing lyrics too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. I'm ready,
Look,
man.
he's already singing in her head. She's singing all the songs in her
Probably all the
Rolodex.
songs.
Oh my goodness. Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna crush them.
I only have 2 songs so far.
Same. Oh shoot.
30 seconds left.
Oh my gosh.
Look, the only song in my head is Colors of the Wind.
What?
I don't know. I'm singing the whole song to see if it has music in it.
I just can't with you right now. Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
15 seconds.
Worse than your father right now.
It's kind of harder than I
3,
thought.
2, 1.
I think town would have been
Yeah,
easier,
I think
guys.
so.
Probably a lot easier. Okay.
Since you guys are the guest, I think that
No, you guys should go first. This is the first time you guys are playing with us, so you guys have the honors.
I can just go because my list is really short. I got Me Against the Music.
Nope.
I
don't
don't know
got
that
it.
one.
That's a good one.
No, I don't have that. Who sings that?
I want to say it is Madonna.
Okay, I was gonna say Britney.
Oh, that's a
Spears.
lyric. So it's a lyric, but I think it's only called music because I have that song. Or is it Me Against the Music? I just wrote music
Confirming right
Madonna.
now. I do have also, while we're conferring with that, I do have the sound of music.
I have that
I have
too.
my sound of
One.
music.
Yeah, I do not do so well on this one. I'm confirming on the other one. And then Emma, while you're doing that.
Oh, so okay, I'll go. I have Music of the Night.
Oh, Phantom of the
Phantom of the
Opera. Very
Opera.
Oh,
good.
that's a good one. Nope, don't got it.
Music
I don't
of
have
the
that.
night.
That is such a good one.
And then I have Can't Stop the Music.
Ooh, I didn't think of that one
Like
either.
Trolls.
Yeah, Can't Stop the Music.
That's a good one.
No.
Nope, don't got it.
Oh, it is Me Against the Music. Oh, it was Britney.
Oh, it was Britney.
Yeah.
You were right.
Oh, well, music is also a Madonna song.
It is,
That
yeah.
was not the song that I got. So
Right, it's different.
so you had Sound of Music,
Yeah, which everyone had.
Right.
and then your Phantom of the Opera song. What was the other one?
Right?
Yeah.
So we have
Stop the
3?
music.
Hey,
We got 3.
We got 3.
Hey.
Woo, 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 woo.
Look at us. Okay, now it's
Can I go first? I've only got one song left.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Because I had to cross out Sound of Music. That's all I had. My only other one is Music Man,
Who's that?
Is it by Elton John?
the movie, but he sings it.
Nope, I've never seen that
Piano
movie.
Man?
The Music Man is the one I was talking about. Do I get it? No?
At this point,
Yeah,
I
I
was
I was like, we'll give it to her.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my only
we can give it
point.
to you. No, you got it. You got it, Missy.
Okay, well, I
here we
got
go.
one.
Here we go.
Okay, kid.
Please don't stop the music.
Please don't stop the music.
But dang it, Kawehi.
I have that.
Of course, Kawehi has it. Of course she does.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
My next one is play that funky music. Why?
I have that.
Oh!
That was really helpful.
That's a good one.
It's really me. My gosh. And then the last one I have is Mountain Music by Alabama.
Oh yes, I do love Alabama. Okay, so no.
So one. I
Kawehi?
got one.
All right, plus my one. We got 2
We got
points.
two, yes.
We're not
2
even
points.
beating the crumb.
Jeez.
Okay, Kawehi, knock us out.
So I've got the music in me. Thank you for the music, ABBA. I couldn't remember the whole song, but it's like I hear music.
Yeah, I know.
Hear
Oh,
music.
whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
She's already tired.
Okay, that one.
Turn up the music. And then I have dance to the music.
So not only did she have those 5 points by herself, she eliminated several of our points on the way. So,
Right.
like,
She had even more than
She
that.
had more than that. Okay, so the standing score for that was Kid and Missy 2, Crema 3, and Kawehi 5. So she gets to keep her championship belt for
She's
today.
still undefeated. How dare you?
It's actually 6. Just so
Oh, she's 6.
Oh my goodness. You see why we don't play this game anymore?
Wow.
She has a trophy.
Everybody
She
for
has a
the
trophy.
opportunity to play a round of Song Association with you guys. It's such an honor.
That's her official Song Association trophy that she has for every episode we've done it.
Hey, well, here we go. Another episode, a whole different podcast, and she's still the champion.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, Faye.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we gotta keep moving before Kid gets upset.
All right, well, with that, it's time for everyone's favorite section, the rapid fire questions.
Bum, 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 bum.
This time I might be able to edit in sounds. I'm going to try it out. We'll see what happens. It might also just not happen. We'll see.
It might just be Kawehi and I.
That's all right. I know exactly what you're doing when you do the sound, and I listen for it every time. It's fine.
Yes. Okay, well, I'll take it first then. Okay, so, to everyone, if you were part of a sitcom family, which sitcom family would you be a part of?
I think if I was part of a sitcom family, it would either be Frasier or Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, that's a good one. Uh-huh.
Because I like those two shows.
Or I guess it doesn't even have to be family too, or like friend group, a sitcom friend group.
I'm glad you clarified, because I was going to say New Girl. Like, they're not family, but also I do enjoy the show. It's absolutely hysterical.
I do like
But, like,
Girls.
that's like 5 people, 6, 7, 8, however many people they lived with, all trying to, like, make it work together in, like, this crowded California apartment. It was lit. I could do well. Been there, done that.
I love New Girl.
I like New Girl too. I also would, I guess my third option would be The Big Bang Theory. Because I like them.
Yes, good one.
Mm.
Kawehi?
I guess I'm old school, so I would pick Friends. I still love that show to this day, and I wouldn't mind living in New York City.
So expensive.
So I'm here for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I would have to go Will and Grace. If it wasn't Frasier, it would be Will and Grace. I just love it.
I'll be honest, I thought you were gonna go Gilmore Girls.
That's
I
too
thought so
much
too.
drama. Like, I actually did think about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I was
I
in
thought
the
about that
Gilmore
one, too.
Girl universe, I would just backhand Rory. Like, we need to make better decisions. Just
Do better.
do better all over.
What about you, Emma? What would you do?
I was going back and forth, and then I decided lastly on The Good Place.
Ooh.
They're all dead, which is also kind of funny. So, it'd be like that. But I just like their friend group dynamic. But then I was like, when I thought of family-wise, because when I picked the question, I was like, oh, family-wise. Tell me why I picked in my head Arthur, you know, the cartoon.
Ooh, are we gonna go cartoon?
Which is not a sitcom. So it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Half the time when I ask these questions, I don't even have an answer. So that's how that happens. Okay.
I mean, if we're incorporating cartoons, I got a couple of animes I'd like to plug real quick.
Missy, since you were so excited to be on.
Okay. I love a good rapid fire question. Okay, my question to everybody is, what kids movie completely scarred you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Lion King. That one is just, I still, as an adult, when they remade the movie, I was like, I'm an adult. I can do this. I have grown from when I was a little child. And as soon as it got to the part where they started coming over the mountain, I was like, I'm an adult. I can fast forward. Nope. I skipped all the way until he was singing Hakuna Matata. You know what I mean?
So you know that he was not going to be dead at all. Like, there was not going to be any of
As
that.
far as I'm concerned, he was hanging out with them. Now he's hanging out with some pigs. Like, cool with me.
Scarred me. Oh, man. I got to think about that.
Okay, I'll go again. Fox and the Hound. Horrible movie.
Bambi.
I had a chance to think about these questions, so I actually have like a top 5 list, and Bambi is on it. The Lion King is on it. The Fox and the Hound is on it. Old Yeller is on it.
I was about to say Old Yeller. Anytime they kill a dog, it seems to be on it.
Right. Old Yeller's on that list. And what was the last one? The dinosaur one. The Land Before Time.
That was going to be my answer because that first Land Before Time, like,
Yes!
I had never seen it. I didn't watch them in order. So I'd seen all the other ones and I just did not understand why Littlefoot didn't have a mom. So like, after you see him kind of like go through all this other stuff and then you watch the first one and you're just like, that's how this started?
Scars you, man. It scars you.
And it crushes you early in the movie.
Real early.
Like, it's not a build-up. It's just like, boom, dead. Oh my god.
Okay, does it have to be a childhood? Like, I had to have watched it in childhood?
Nope, just a kid's movie.
Coco.
Oh, Up. Coco was also very sad, but Up messed me up. That was like, and it was such a realistic mess up, you know?
Right.
Like, it was just like, oh, this is sad. Now you have this old man who's grumpy.
Oh, Pixar, you did her wrong.
You did me wrong!
Absolutely.
Yes. Kawehi?
What is the first word that comes to mind when I say fruit?
Punch.
Cocktail.
I was going to say pie. Doesn't even.
Fruitcake, yeah. I'm a fatty, you know? Fruitcake.
I think fruit
Ew,
cocktail.
but fruitcake's not even good.
It's not even good.
Fruit punch.
I'm not a fan of fruitcake either.
But not even like,
That's
but
my
a
favorite
specific
one.
fruit
It's like
punch.
fruit
I
punch.
think pie. It's not even a word. No one ever goes like fruit pie.
Ooh. I like a good fruit tart.
I mean, it could have been worse. She
Fruit
could have said,
pie.
like,
Boy.
fruit banana. Why did I get that?
I literally thought all of you guys were gonna name a fruit, but the first thing I hear was Emma go fruit punch. I was like, oh, aggressive.
Right. I immediately thought fruit cocktail.
But not even like, okay,
Yeah.
but there's a very specific fruit punch, okay? So people are listening and probably like,
Yes.
oh, Hawaiian punch. Ugh, yuck, gross.
No, that's not
I'm
the
also thinking
business.
of like, okay, you know which one I'm thinking of? And you know, if you know that you grew up you were Mormon in Hawaii with the fruit punch that comes in the concentrated thing and then you put it in the big
The
cooler.
wild
and
punch.
Yes!
Yes.
With a little bit of
Little
pineapple
punch.
juice.
Oh,
Mhm.
pineapple juice, man. We were poor at
Yes, girl, try it
Coast
out.
City Second
Coast
Ward.
City
Try it out.
What's good?
We had water from the water fountain.
They did their best, man.
And no cups.
We tried. Oh my god.
What fruit
I'm
did
dead.
you go with, Kawehi?
I didn't pick one. I was just wanted to hear what you guys said. But if I have to pick one, I would say blueberry because I've been on a blueberry.
Get
Lots of
those
antioxidants.
Yes, Emma, yes.
I get a lot of them, girl.
Okay, kid, what's your question?
Okay, I stole this off Missy's list of rapid fire questions, but I was like, it's so good. Here it is. What secret conspiracy would you start?
Oh wait, like I'm starting.
You're gonna
it?
start it. Yes.
I thought you were gonna say which one do I believe in, and I was like, well, I got lots wrong.
No, so do I. But we're gonna start one in this one.
I think my secret conspiracy that I would start is that my sister's really made of cheese.
What?
I can start any conspiracy, man. Any conspiracy. And the conspiracy is that she's made of cheese.
Do I get to pick what kind of cheese? Am I
No,
delectable?
you do not. You do
A
not.
stinky cheese?
You're a nice cheddar.
You're basic. Not only are you
You're
just-
basic
You're
cheese.
basic.
Wow. Wow. Okay. You know what else? I'm gonna leave myself in the sun and sit in your room and just stink while I'm in there.
Conspiracy.
My conspiracy theory would be that everyone else is a robot and I'm the only real person.
I have that thought all the time.
All the time. Like a really extended simulation is just me here.
Mine would have to do with something with like the tourists coming to the beaches here. Like, all the little children would be sucked out. Like if they touch their toe in the water, like undertow will come and sweep them away. Then,
Man,
then
you know
everybody
what?
would stay.
That
away.
undertow is like no joke though, because that
Right.
might actually happen.
Right.
So.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they don't really know if it's like really real or if it really could happen. I'm just gonna say it's at all beaches because it's not really at all beaches. But I would just say any kid that touches the water, big, and they're gone.
That sounds like that thing that Emma told me. Like she was like, if you hear someone calling your name, like you can't look at them on the beach, or like you can't look behind them or something.
No, I was telling him about the night marchers, and I was like, no,
Ooh, no.
just like there's
Mm-mm.
some. Ooh, no, can't even like. I get chills talking about it. Like my
It happens to me all the time. I hear people calling me. all
Don't
the
do
time.
it, man.
and see, and Kawehi doesn't turn
Yeah.
around. She's still here. So
Right.
You just hear it, and like most of the time, it's usually because somebody's like thinking about me. So I'm like calling people. I'm like, "Did you need to talk to me or something? Like, did you have something that you wanted to say to me?" But it's usually like my mom.
Jesus, is that
Somebody-
Yeah.
Are you giving me the winning numbers to the lotto? That's all I want to hear.
I know.
I don't have any good ones. Can I just share one that I heard recently?
Yeah, do it. Go
Do
for
it.
it.
Okay, I
Sure.
heard one recently that the reason why we're exploring space is because we've explored the ocean before and we know that whatever's coming is gonna be, it's gonna like take over the world. So that's why we're going into the universe. We're going into space instead.
First walk. What are you pointing at?
Okay, you got me messed up with that one now. Because I know what Chelsea's just about to say.
Okay, I won't say it, but I can totally see. I'm here for that. I'm totally here for that. My conspiracy would be that there was civilizations before, but global warming, everybody fried and died. And
That's
now we're
awfully
just
So
like-
this is our second.
This is our second
Yes,
diary. This is our second time. Third
We
time.
didn't do
Who
better.
knows? Maybe we're on like 7. I'm here for that.
Oh,
Crazy.
My rapid fire question is, what is the quickest way to your heart?
Food.
Food.
I think all of us is food.
That's a very unanimous, food.
Tell me you're from Hawaii without telling me you're from
Right.
Hawaii.
Tell me you're Polynesian and I'll tell you you're Polynesian.
Raise your hand. That's us.
my love language is rice and meat.
Yeah.
Specifically spam.
Spam.
Don't just put it out of a can and bake it. No, I would like that thing fried.
Oh
Fried.
my gosh.
Fried hard. A hard fry. Did we all
Yeah.
say food?
Burnt.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
Almost at the
Oh.
same time.
Chris, what about you then?
That's unanimously food.
Honestly, I was just gonna say being dependable, but
I mean, that's also good too.
That is.
I guess I have to say food now too. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Wow. So we have a lot of things to promote on this episode. So I know, Kawehi, would you like to plug your photography company?
Yes, you can find us at Honey and Girl and on our website at honeyandgirl.com.
Also, can you tell us a little bit about what Honey and Girl is?
We offer photo booth services and backdrop decor, including balloons, our grass wall, which is right here, and really beautiful drapery, stuff like that. So we're like a little one-stop shop for all your photography and decor needs. Thank you.
And it's gotta be
Oh,
people
yes.
you know what.
Because I'm not going to fly it. Sorry.
Womp womp. I guess I'm not getting a grass wall anytime
Right.
soon.
I can send you a little piece.
All right. And where can people find What the Trio podcast?
Oh, that's me. You can you can listen and subscribe to our podcast on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can also stream us online if you don't have a device. We have a website. It's whatthetriopodcast.com.
Thank you to What the Trio. Thank you so much for coming to our show, Kid, Missy, and Kawehi. We hope y'all will join us again soon so we can play Song Association for real and we'll actually get some practice so we can take that trophy away from Kawehi.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks, Abba.
The trophy's here for you whenever you want it.
And Emma, where can people find the tea with crema?
You can find The Tea with Crema on Instagram and Twitter at The Tea with Crema. You can also support The Tea with Crema with our new Venmo tip jar, which is now on Venmo at The Tea with Crema. And you can listen to us anywhere that you can find podcasts. We'll see you next time. Bye!